Good afternoon and welcome to St Bridget's GA Club here in Kiltoom in South Roscommon. It's round 2 of the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 2. Roscommon playing host to what everyone would argue are the clear favourites for this division, Armagh. Armagh got off to a fantastic start last weekend, 2 8 to 5 points winners away from home against fellow senior opposition in Cavan. So that was an excellent start. Roscommon, there wasn't high expectations in the county this year. A huge amount of casualties from the side that won Division 3 in that memorable 1-point win over Wexford in Burr last year. A lot of players left that panel. Over half that panel actually departed since. But a very promising start up in Tyrone. Eventually they fell short at O'Neill's Healy Park by 1 goal and 15 points to 1 goal and 12 points. This afternoon they have home comfort here in their very, very familiar venue here in South Roscommon. However, on the other hand, this is unquestionably their toughest assignment on paper. Armagh, of course, All-Ireland quarter-finalists last year, lost narrowly in that humdinger of a clash with Kerry at what is now Glenisk O'Connor Park in Tullamore. As an Offaly man, I have to give a shout to the new sponsors in there for coming on board. But so huge ask for Roscommon here this afternoon, and we'll start by taking you through the teams. I'll take you through the home teams first. We'll start with Roscommon, and there's 2 changes to the team that you'll see on your screen in front of you. Sasha Lavin comes into goals, the teenager from Western Gales. She replaces Helena Cummins. And the other change in the full back line, where Lisa O'Rourke, world boxing champion, she steps in at wearing number 30. I'd say it's reasonable to assume Lisa won't stay at full back. I'm not sure what way they'll swap that around. We'll identify it as things go on. More than likely, I would expect Lisa to go into midfield. But either way, it's Anya McGrath and Saoirse Wynne in the corners. Lisa O'Rourke named at full-back wearing number 30. The half-back line is number 5, Ellen Irwin, number 6, Rachel Fitzmaurice, and number 7, Roisin Wynne, joint captain vice-captain for the year, I should say. Midfield, there were 2 players making their debuts last week, and both went particularly well. Ruth Cox and Cueva Craig from the Boyle Club. Very successful year for Boyle last year. Intermediate champions secured their promotion to senior. Laura Fleming, team captain, scored 1-5 last weekend. She lines out at wing forward, with Aoife Gavin at centre forward and Millie Hagan on the left wing. Corner forward, Aisling Hanley, Aisling Feely at full forward after scoring 4 points on her debut last week, and Niamh Feeney wearing number 15 but will almost certainly drop back to sweep. 2 changes on the Armagh side as well. There's 2 changes from the team that's named in front of you, and also 2 changes from the team that lost out or that won by 9 points in Drumlane. So in goals, number 1, Anna Carr, number 2, Shauna Gray, number 3, Clodagh McCambridge, and the first change is at left corner back, where Blonnet Hendren comes in to make her debut in the left corner, replacing Louise Kenny. The half-back line, Grace Ferguson, Lauren McConville, of course sister of Armagh senior footballer Cian McConville, very, very dominant player in the centre-back line, and Cáit Toe on the left wing. The midfield is Niamh Coleman and Eve Lavery. Eve Lavery dropping back into midfield, having been named at wing forward last week. Aoife Lennon, of course, scored a crucial goal early in the second half to put Armagh on the front foot last week. She, having come off the bench, this time around she earns her place in the starting lineup at right wing forward. And of course the star of the show, Amy Mackin, at centre forward, with Emily Drews on the left wing. And the final change is in the full forward line. Alex Clark makes way, and replacing her, no surprise, Bláithín Mackin comes into the team. She'll notionally line out a right corner forward again. She may drop into a deeper role. We could expect to see perhaps Aoife Lennon line out closer to goals, with Bláithín dropping back into the middle third somewhere. Kelly Mallon captains the team from full forward, with Aoife McCoy of Drummond, the other Armagh goal scorer last week, lining out at top of the left. So far, sun is absolutely splitting the stones here at Kiltoom. There's going to be a little bit of a breeze blowing down the ground from the road end. That'll be from right to left as you see it on your screen in front of you. So I'd like to say welcome on board. Thanks for coming on with the streaming this year of this year's Lidl Ladies National Football League. It's great to have you here. It's great to be back in action. It's been a long winter and all that. Now for some it wasn't that long. Obviously, for the successful club sides, teams like Longford Slashers, teams like Kilkerran Clonberne, that had a very, very successful winter with their club sides, we say congratulations to them. It was funny, actually, we referred to Amy Mackin. I remember the first time I ever laid eyes on her, it was for It was for a secondary schools game. St Paul's of Bestbrook were playing an All-Ireland semi-final against Glenamaddy Community School. You had Amy Mackin running absolute riot. I think she was only 14 or 15 at the time, playing for Armagh. I remember Glenamaddy, they weren't too lightweight either. They had the Ward sisters, Louise and Nicola, who of course have gone on to be so successful. So promise was shown from an early age. We're getting ready here for the national anthem here. So we get ready to go here now. Pitch looking particularly well here in Kiltoom, so no excuse for anything less than good, impressive football. As I see, the line out definitely looks like, well, at the moment it looks like Lisa O'Rourke is going towards midfield, and it looks like both Ruth Cox and Caoimhe Craig are going there as well. No, Ruth Cox is going to drop back into the back line. I'll give you other positional switches as we see them, but definitely Lisa's at midfield. Armagh still in their huddle, so it's going to be Armagh playing with the breeze in the first half here. Remains to be seen how much of an influence it is, but we'll figure it out as the play continues. Your referee for this afternoon is Kevin Phelan from Laois. I haven't been able to identify who's over on the far side. Definitely the familiar figure of Garrod O'Canova is here on this near sideline. But Kevin Phelan of Laois will take control of the game anyway. We're waiting for Armagh to break out from their huddle. So, it's on the Roscommon side. Ruth Cox is going to drop back. She's going to drop into the left wing back role, with Roisin Wynne swapping over, and she's going to stand into centre back. And other than that, it seems to be pretty much as selected, with the exception of the... It's going to be pretty much as selected, with the exception of the fact that the wing forwards are going to swap sides. I see Coach Toe dropping back into the full back line for Armagh. The other half, we're trying to identify a few switches as expected. Eve Lavery goes up into the half forwards as we wait for Kevin Phelan to throw the ball up here. And we are up and we are underway here at Kiltoom. And sure enough, Armagh have won the first possession and they've won the first free of the game. Blaheen Mackin has gone into midfield. She's there alongside Niamh Coleman, and it's Niamh Coleman sends the ball in, but it's well read by Roisin Wynne. Chance for Roscommon to break out now. Niamh Feeney feeds the ball across here. Powerful run by Ruth Cox. Ruth Cox, pressure coming on from Niamh Coleman. Illegal pressure, says Kevin Phelan, the referee, and the ball is played back inside, and it's going to be a first touch for Lisa O'Rourke. Amy Mackin looking to put pressure on from behind, decides to give up on the run, and again we say a pull. We could have a lot of frees this afternoon if Kevin Phelan takes this approach the whole way through, because that one looked gentle enough from Blaheen Mackin. But either way, play continues here with Ruth Cox carrying the ball forward down the left wing. Pressure coming on from Eve Lavery, dropping back to shadow the Boyle player. Ball in towards Laura Fleming, and now Lisa O'Rourke with the hand pass across. Roscommon trying to work around the fringes here, trying to engineer an opening. Millie Hagan takes possession now. Lisa O'Rourke again squares up, looks to try and go at Blaheen Mackin. Definitely has a physical size advantage. In towards Laura Fleming, right-footed shot, may drop short, may come off the crossbar. Is it going to go over? No, it stays in play, and it's well fielded there by Clodagh McCambridge. Oh, very unlucky there from Laura Fleming. First score, she put it on target. Chance here now for Roscommon to come back on the turnover. First opportunity from Aisling Feely. Aisling Feely swings it between the posts. And that's the opening score. I think I may have misled you at the start. I think I may have said that the wind was going to favour Armagh in the first half. Instead, it's actually Roscommon playing down this side. I don't know how I managed to miscalculate, but sure, look, please forgive me and all that is all I can say there. Kick out comes from Anna Carr. She looks for the right wing, but she overshoots Blaheen Mackin there. And the ball goes out over the sideline, and it's going to be another chance for Lisa O'Rourke to start a second A second attack for Roscommon. They lead by 1 point to no score. Ball gone down into the left corner. Good hard running in there from Laura Fleming. She's been brought to ground. Both players look hurt. I haven't been able to identify who the Armagh player is yet. Laura Fleming is kind of sitting up, but the Armagh player looks to be in even more discomfort. I can see Blaheen Mackin is going over there to try and comfort her teammate, but we'll identify who it is in a second. But either way, I would imagine we're waiting for a Roscommon free here, and it looks like Cueva Craig is actually standing over it. So, bit of an injury stoppage here. Bright start from Roscommon so far. They'll be very, very encouraged. Like I said, Armagh would be the clear favourites in this division. On week 1, just to recap the results for those who mightn't be familiar, Armagh 9-point winners over Armagh 9-point winners over Cavan. Roscommon 3 points defeat up in Tyrone. We had a very commanding win for Laois over Monaghan. A lot more one-sided than a lot of people would have expected. Obviously, been a lot of turnover on the Monaghan panel this year as well. And Westmeath went well for long stretches against Tipperary, but ultimately a Tipperary side that were welcoming back Aisling Maloney to action. I think everyone who supports the game would be delighted to see Aisling Maloney back playing for our county this year. Tipperary sneaked a close one there, so very, very competitive division, but early on you'd have to say Armagh looked like the clear favourites, closely followed by Laois. As I still haven't been able to identify who this player is that's down, but we're quite, our management very, very concerned there. Shane McCormack, it looked like he was calling on his, it looks like he's possibly even calling for a stretcher here, which would be a huge blow to Armagh early on to lose a player this early. Yeah, the stretcher is coming on here now. So yeah, Armagh, of course, clear favourites in this division, most people would argue, because like I said, it was 4-12 to 2-14 when they took on All-Ireland finalist Kerry in last year's senior quarter-final. Really, really fantastic match that afternoon. One of the best games of the year. And not just because it was played in a fantastic venue in Tullamore. I'll always bat for my own. But as we wait for the break here, but Armagh would have been the clear favourites based on their championship form last year. They will be going into this year's All-Ireland Senior Championship as strong contenders. Meath, of course, picked up a win last night, narrowly scraped a win over Donegal yesterday. We had a win for Kerry, rode their luck certainly against Mayo, but came over the line. So been a lot of good action already this weekend. As both teams huddled up here now, play started at 2 minutes past 2, so there's 5 minutes on the clock, but really we've only had a couple of minutes of play and only the one score so far, that point from Aisling Feely for Roscommon. I see John Kennedy joining in the warm-up there with the Roscommon players. I'm not entirely sure why exactly he's choosing to do that, or whether he feels he's going to tog out at some stage. But so at least the Armagh player is up on her feet anyway. Now she is being helped off, but it looks like a severe injury on the Armagh side. So all we can say is best wishes to that player. We'll again identify just the way it is. It's difficult to pick out a number from here. Based on numbers, I suspect it could be Shauna Gray. In terms of, I don't see Shauna Gray in the huddle. But we will establish that. So yeah, there's no Shauna Gray in the huddle, so I suspect that it's the Drummond T player who's been hurt in that clash. And play will resume now with the free for Laura Fleming. We have to see who's gone on to the Armagh side here. At the moment, I'll just do a quick head count, but it looks like there's still only 14 Armagh players. No, there's a 15th Armagh. They have brought a sub on somewhere. Maeve Ferguson, number 17, has come into the side. So Maeve Ferguson has come in with just 5 minutes gone, and now we're going to resume here with Laura Fleming's free. Right-footed free, she's hooked it close, it's come off the post as well, and again gathered by Clodagh McCambridge. There's no two ways about it, that was a glorious chance there for Laura Fleming. She had stolen a good few yards, what was a tight angle from where she was fouled. She brought it in a good 5 yards, but wasn't able to take advantage, so she's now in the very early stage of this game. She's hit the crossbar, she's hit the post, and now a first chance for Armagh to mount an attack. Niamh Coleman carrying the ball through the middle. Strong, powerful runner, excellent fielder of the ball. Bláithín Mackin linking up the play. Lauren McConville has found a bit of space in close to goals. High looping hand pass into Eve Lavery. Left-footed shot hanging up in the air. First test for Sasha Lavin. Ball is spilled. Oh, she's been kindly treated there. It looked like an accidental collision, to be quite honest. But she's dodged a bullet, and Kevin Phelan has been extremely kind to the young Western Gales player, giving her a free out in that instance. She chips the ball forward, and it's a chance for Rachel Fitzmaurice to carry it up the field. Ellen Irwin goes back to her goalkeeper here. Lavin coming out. She's asking tough questions there of Ruth Cox. Ruth Cox does really well, wins that ball. Ball back inside now. Chance for Niamh Feeney, the extra player. She's really pioneered this role of playing as sweeper. Carries that ball forward through the middle of the field. Good, strong running. Right-footed pass by Niamh Feeney. But well read there by the Armagh substitute, Maeve Ferguson. That's exactly what you want to settle yourself into a game. Got out in front, won a ball, controlled it, laid it off to a teammate. That'll settle Maeve Ferguson into this game. So still only the one score on the board so far. That the early point from Aisling Feely. Ball now on their left wing through Aoife Lennon. Coming back inside, deciding she doesn't like the angle. Bláithín Mackin must have handled the ball already 6 or 7 times. She really is the playmaker on this side. Right-footed shot. Punch in the air. Is it going to be a square ball? It looks like it probably should have been a square ball. It looked like the player was waiting for it. But she was accurate with the punch, and she found the net. It was. Kelly Mallon was waiting for it. But while I think Sasha Lavin was a little bit fortunate last time out, I think that was 100% the right decision from Kevin Phelan. Kelly Mallon was just waiting for the ball in there. So now Armagh mounting the attack again. Pressure coming in on the Roscommon side. Good tackling there from Caoimhe Craig. Laura Fleming exerting pressure as well as Grace Ferguson tries to drive down the right-hand side. The two Ferguson sisters now into the side after Maeve comes off the bench. Good turnover, one from Roscommon. Lisa O'Rourke wins it. Ball into heavy traffic. Caoimhe Craig does really, really well. Niamh Feeney flicks it on again towards Laura Fleming. Hand pass again towards Lisa O'Rourke. Needs to break down the field at pace. Back towards Fleming. It's 2-on-2 close to goal. She looks for Aisling Hanley. Aisling Hanley is there. She's out in front of the defender who's caught toe. Hanley tries to get inside the Clonairon player. Hanley keeps going. Advantage being played. Punch from Aisling Hanley. Point from Aisling Hanley. And that's a strong start from the Kilbride corner forward. Of course, key player for the Roscommon Convent team that picked up a Connacht title there about a week and a half ago. So they'll be strong contenders with a county player with 3 years senior experience behind her, playing in full forward for a school team as Armagh break out. 2 points to Roscommon. No score yet for Armagh. Ball played forward now in towards Kelly Mallon. Oh, lovely hand pass inside from Kelly Mallon. Quick hands into Aoife Lennon. Aoife Lennon now tight angle. Good pressure from the Roscommon defence. That was really the hallmark of their play last week in Omagh. And they've managed to intercept here, have they? They have. Caoimhe Craig snatches that one. Caoimhe Craig driving forward. Roscommon playing with the wind, but they're playing against really tough opposition here, and they've made a fantastic start. Laura Fleming makes the run. Aoife McCoy shadows her down the pitch. Aoife McCoy would normally be corner forward, but obviously decided she had to track this run. Laura Fleming into the corner. Aisling Hanley wins it here, but she's a long way out from goal. The 4 players closest to her are all wearing orange jerseys. Aisling, little bit of a solo. Back inside here. Well done by Aoife Gavin. I think that could be her first possession of the game. Millie Hagan now takes it on. And we've a whistle from the referee. Referee obviously was playing an advantage there. And we're going to come back for a free. Now that's a very, very long range effort. I don't know if there's anyone would have it from there, and they don't even try. Caoimhe Craig floats it inside, looks for her Boyle colleague Aisling Feely, doesn't quite manage to get it there, however, and that's going to be a first wide of the game and a wide on the Roscommon side. So another kick out here for Anna Carr. The sun could be a factor as well. The sun definitely, if a shot came in from that right-hand side, the right-hand side of the attack, you'd have to imagine that it would definitely discommode the keeper as well. Armagh have won possession. They've done well on their own kick-out. They just haven't managed to get a shot away yet. Ball forward towards Kelly Mallon. Again, that off the shoulder run from Aoife Lennon. She's done it brilliantly a couple of times now. First touch of the game for Blondet Hendren. Hendren does really, really well. Hendren, of course, making her debut for the Armagh seniors this afternoon. Works it in towards Amy Mackin. She hasn't got a lot of chance to impose herself on the game yet. Armagh decide they need to recycle. They need to come back across the pitch. Aoife McCoy tries to put a little bit of pace on it, and that is a wonderful burst of pace. Hand pass inside. McCoy takes the return. Goes in through the tackle. Inside towards Niamh Coleman. Coleman with the shot. Coleman with the right-footed effort. No clear signal from the umpire yet. There it goes. There the flag goes up. And Armagh are off the mark here. 2-1. Officially, we have 12 minutes gone in this game, but of course we've had a lengthy stoppage, so you'd expect at least 4 or 5 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. So realistically, only about 8 minutes gone. We are 2-1. Lisa O'Rourke wins that ball, looks for Aisling Hanley, but they can't control it, and the Armagh sweepers are there, and now they have a chance to break out. Great pass from Lauren McConville, but can't be controlled. Comes off the chest of Aoife McCoy. She can't catch it at the first attempt, and Roscommon win the turnover. So Roscommon with plenty of players around the middle third. Armagh have a sweeper available. It looks like it's actually Maeve Ferguson, the sub, who's kind of standing in front of the full back line there. She's not really picking up anyone. Ball across, looking for Ellen Irwin, and that's a giveaway possession. That's 2 passes in a row that have gone astray on the Roscommon side. And we've had plenty of turnovers here. Ball inside, Niamh Coleman now. Scorer of that first Armagh point. Ball in here, excellent tackle on the Roscommon side. Just didn't fall kindly, and Armagh are able to pick up the pieces and break again. Strong run here from Grace Ferguson. Grace Ferguson, hand pass inside, looked for the return. Comes to Amy Mackin, that's a left-footed shot. Oh, it hooks just a little bit too much. And that's Armagh's first wide of the game. And a first effort from Amy Mackin. Sasha Lavin coming out here. She's going to look to go wide here. It's Rachel Fitzmaurice has taken up possession. Steps inside the tackle of Blondet Hendren easily enough. Ball in here towards Niamh Feeney. And now Roscommon have worked the ball into the middle. That's a bit of a raffled pass. Aoife Gavin looking for the flick on. She might get it the second attempt. Lisa O'Rourke hit the ground. Aoife Gavin going down on the ball. Not sure what the referee is given there. It looks like he might be given a free out. He is given a free out. Well won by Maeve Ferguson. Certainly, obviously, our best wishes towards Shauna Gray on the Armagh side. We hope there's nothing serious about that injury, but Maeve Ferguson has hit the ground running since she's come in. Quick exchange of passes with her goalkeeper. And Armagh build up another attack here. It's end-to-end stuff here in Kiltoom. Not too many scoring chances, you'd have to say. 2-1 to Roscommon so far, 1 wide each. Though the Roscommon wide wasn't an actual chance on goal. That is a fantastic interception. Brilliantly done. I can tell you it's one of the Wynn sisters. When I get a closer look at the number, I'll tell which one. It was Roisin who managed to intervene. I misidentified one of them, each of them a couple of times last weekend. But you can tell it's one or the other. But trying to pick out which one without being able to see the number. I'll stop boring you with my commentary problems now. As the ball comes out here, shot coming in from Amy Mackin, left-footed strike. The umpire is going for the flag. That's just wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. Left-footed shot from out on the left wing. Really brilliant finish by Amy Mackin. Exactly what we've come to expect from her. But that's a huge score for Armagh, and it's 2 points apiece now. High ball coming up here. Laura Fleming breaks it down. That is brilliant from Ruth Cox. Gets in. She was alive to the break. Manages to get the ball away here. A little bit of a pull on her arm from Lauren McConville. So both sides doing an excellent job of retaining their own kick out so far. Short restart there from Caoimhe Craig. Millie Hagan looks to dink that ball in towards Aisling Hanley. Hanley does well. Gets it inside towards Lisa O'Rourke now. Very, very tight angle. Back in towards Hagan again. Chance now for Aoife Gavin. The shout comes out of recycle. Possibly she should have done so. It's gone to the right and wide. She was shooting from a narrow angle. On the other hand, you could keep trying and you mightn't necessarily create a better chance either. So that's Roscommon's second wide of the game, and we're still deadlocked at 2 points apiece. Breeze freshening up here now, so it's definitely a factor in the game. Long kick out again. Armagh win their own. Aoife Lennon drops into midfield and picks it up well. She played a more advanced role after coming off the bench last week, but is definitely involved around the middle third here now. As Armagh flood bodies forward, 5 different players running across the Roscommon 45-metre line, but that's not a particularly well-directed clearance, and bounces off the legs of Rachel Fitzmaurice. She gathers it at the second attempt. Good strong run forward from Anya McGrath, if she can be found. McGrath drives on now. Hand pass inside to Hanley. Again, Laura Fleming going through. Fleming back inside towards Aisling Feely. Aisling Feely, maybe takes too much out of the ball, needs to win it at the second attempt. Does win it at the second attempt, but it's a poor kick with the right foot. It just about scrapes over. 14 metres out, and she hung it up in the air. Took full advantage of the breeze. As Armagh again retained their kick out. Roscommon 3 points, Armagh 2 points. You get the sense 5 or 6 points of a half-time lead would be par here, because that wind is really picking up at the moment. Ball worked out towards Caoimhe Craig. Caoimhe Craig, left-footed pass inside towards Laura Fleming. Fleming picks up, but it's a very tight angle. Not a lot she can do there except come back outside and try and create something different. Aoife Gavin picks it up now. In towards Lisa O'Rourke. She's well able to finish if she gets the chance. It's close, it's off the post. Roscommon getting no kindness out of the woodwork so far. They've hit the post twice and the crossbar. Haven't got a score out of any of them. That one drifts across and wide. Really good effort from Lisa O'Rourke. As Blaheen Mackin comes back, picks up the short kick out, and Armagh tried to break out again through Niamh Coleman. Armagh haven't really hit the high notes so far, haven't played to the level that we know they can, but now they're starting to carry the ball through the middle third. Amy Mackin has come back into a deep position to pick it up, exchanges passes with Lauren McConville. Mackin now, left-footed shot, straight through, blast over the bar, simple as you like. Great score from the Shane O'Neill's player, and we are back on level terms. That direct running is very hard to stop. Sasha Lavin goes short with the kick out. Ruth Cox puts herself in position to win it. She's under pressure here from 3 Armagh tacklers, manages to squeeze it out towards Rachel Fitzmaurice, or towards Saoirse Wynne. Saoirse Wynne now works the ball inside. Well done by Anya McGrath, playing on her home club pitch. Ball forward now. Millie Hagan carrying the ball through. One of the new additions to the squad this year, very promising teenager from the St Barry's club. Fed inside. Niamh Feeney gets it in. Work towards Laura Fleming again. Fleming looks to exchange passes, has got that one back, needs to try and get back onto her right foot, has got back onto her right foot and pops it over the crossbar. 4 points to 3, Roscommon going quite well here. So Armagh are bunching around the middle third, and Roscommon are surrounding them rather than covering the space that they're going to try and break out into. Another kick out here, poorly directed by Anna Carr in the Armagh goal, and that's well won by Caoimhe Craig. Craig floats that one in. Aisling Feely wins it in behind. Can't quite get control of it. Chance for Feely. Tight angle. Whips it over the bar. That's 3 points for Feely. 5 points for Roscommon. 5 points to 3. So Roscommon really need to make it pay now. As long as this wind is blowing at their backs, they need to take full advantage. Looks like they'll win this one again. That's well fielded by Ellen Irwin down the right wing. It's worked inside towards Aoife Gavin here now. It's a tight angle, the wrong angle for a right-footed kicker. So she comes back inside towards Ellen Irwin. Ball across here. Niamh Feeney has come up to join the attack. Feeney, it looks close. It's better than close. It's through the posts. And 6 points to 3. The sweeper has come forward, joined the attack, and now there's a little bit of a purple patch going on here. 6 points to 3 to Roscommon. We have just over 20 minutes on the clock, but like I said, there'll be at least 4 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, that kick out bounces over the head of Ellen Irwin. It's one on the Armagh side, but Irwin gets back and wins the hand pass. Aoife Lennon's hand pass didn't quite have enough meat on it. Need an extra spoon of Weetabix this morning. Forward in towards Laura Fleming here now. Fleming with the right-footed shot. She puts it between the posts, but you can tell from the reaction of the Roscommon captain there, it wasn't point that she was thinking about. She wanted to see the twine dance. Didn't happen in that instance, so 7 points to 3. Roscommon really flying at the moment. They're after shooting 4 points in quick succession. putting huge pressure on Anna Carr's kick out here. Carr, though, gets that one through to Lauren McConville. And now there's a chance for Armagh to break through the middle. Ball coming out. Blaheen Mackin takes possession here. Right-footed pass for Blaheen Mackin into Kelly Mallon. Kelly Mann, a little bit of a pull there from Rachel Fitzmaurice. And Mallon wins the free, dinks it in towards Amy Mackin. And now Armagh get to try and build up another attack here. Chance down the left-hand side. Aoife Lennon tries to cut in. Decides no, doesn't like the angle. We're going to come back for Blaheen Mackin. Blaheen can shoot from distance, but she decides into the wind. It's going to be a tougher shot. You can tell by her reaction. She's not happy with that one, and it's very, very difficult shooting into that goal at the moment. And that's why I would go back to my estimate that I would say 6 points up at half-time is probably par here. Oh, disastrous kick out from Sasha Lavin. And Armagh have taken full advantage. Pounced upon there by, it looks like Amy Mackin was in there. It was Amy Mackin. Dreadful mistake, it has to be said, from Sasha Lavin. She put it straight in the hands of Armagh's key forward, and Amy Mackin did exactly what you would expect Amy Mackin to do in that instance. She's found the net there, and you get the sense that's an absolutely crucial score in the context of this game. I was at the Armagh men's game last night, and it was exactly the same. Rory Began, dreadful clearance, played straight into the hands of Tiernan Kelly. In that instance, Tiernan Kelly gave Began a chance to make up for it with a poor shot, as Laura Fleming tries to take the ball into the tackle there. Really well done by Fleming, and she wins the free. So suddenly, having built up a healthy lead, Roscommon have to do it all over again here now. 7 points to Roscommon, a goal and 3 to Armagh. Feels like an absolutely crucial score, that goal from Amy Mackin. But Roscommon, if they can bounce back, pick off the next couple of points, they'll still feel good about themselves going into half-time. That's a sloppy hand pass from Ellen Irwin, but it just about makes it through to Aisling Hanley. Got to stop mixing up those two inside forwards. Aisling Hanley carrying it in. She's well able to shoot off the left. Instead comes back towards Laura Fleming. Ball out here now. Chance for Millie Hagan. Decides not to take the shot with the wind. Instead comes back towards Lisa O'Rourke. O'Rourke hoists that one up. That's a little bit of a hit it and God will direct it. It bounces it. God directs it into the hands of an Armagh defender. And it's cleared. Poor delivery there from O'Rourke, and a chance for Armagh to break out now. Eve Lavery carries it forward. Chance here. Substitute Maeve Ferguson in towards Mackin. Lovely low ball from Mackin. That's a brilliant delivery into Kelly Mallon. Mallon, there's space opening up all over the place here now. Aoife McCoy feeds that hand pass inside, but that's excellent defence. Roisin Wynne has been absolutely outstanding here so far, and that's another brilliant play. And as Saoirse Wynne was coming out of defence that instance, a little bit of a trip there. Kelly Mallon possibly sailing close to the wind. Could have been a yellow card from another referee, but referee decides no, it was a genuine attempt to tackle. As the ball comes here through Caoimhe Craig. Caoimhe Craig happy to burst through the tackle and does really, really well. Retains possession, gets the ball across towards Millie Hagan, but Roscommon could do with taking it out of traffic here. Look for a little bit of space so they can get their kick away. Aisling Hanley makes the run. That's an excellent delivery, really excellent delivery from Lisa O'Rourke. Right into the breadbasket of the Kilbride player. Hanley cuts across with her left foot, but there's no one making a run inside. Instead, she has to go back towards Millie Hagan, and it's effectively a reset here. O'Rourke now looks up and sees her options. We're back towards Hanley. She'd only have to get about 5 yards forward and she'd be within range with that breeze beside her. Decides again to go towards O'Rourke. O'Rourke, powerful run. Blaheen Mackin pulls out of her. It's going to be an advantage if the ball doesn't go over the bar. The ball does go over the bar. And it's gone between the post, and Roscommon are back with a little bit of momentum on their side again. 8 points to Roscommon. 1 goal and 3 to Armagh. Really strong performance from the home side. Kick out, hanging in the air. Ruth Cox battling there with Eve Lavery. Eve Lavery has come back and she's won it. Pressure coming on from the Boyle player. Lavery gets her pass away. Brilliant interception there from Roisin Wynne, and Roscommon have secured the turnover. Niamh Feeney carries it forward here. Quick exchange of passes. Advantage being played, but the ball is already carried way forward. Might come back for the free now if Aisling Hanley doesn't win it. No, referee Kevin Phelan decides that advantage is over. Chance for Armagh to break out now. Roscommon have players committed forward. Currently 8 Roscommon players in the Armagh half of the field. 4 of them retreating in a line at the moment. Niamh Coleman carries it forward. Coleman, long looping hand pass. Rachel Fitzmaurice gambled on trying to get there. She got enough of a touch to take it away from Kelly Mallon. I suspect that's going to be a 45, sure enough. So Roscommon need to close down their options, because if you were shooting out of a cannon, you wouldn't get a 45 over the bar into the wind from that angle. So I suspect the delivery will probably be across here. Grace Ferguson in a little bit of space. The respective Marishkas come onto the field, get a bit of water into the players. Sure enough, the 45 goes short. Exchange of passes. Blaheen Mackin takes possession at the second attempt. Back in here now. The run is coming. The run came from Maeve Ferguson. Aoife McCoy decided not to give it to her. Instead, we go back down the left wing. Plenty of Roscommon players back now. Only Aisling Feely and Aisling Hanley advanced up the field. Strong run, lateral run there across the goals from the Armagh player. It was Emily Drews who's back inside now, but again it's a tight angle for Armagh. They're trying to engineer an opportunity here. Grace Ferguson cuts inside the tackle, fumbles the ball a little bit but retains possession. Chance to get a left-footed shot away. The shot comes in. It drops into the hands of Sasha Lavin, and Roscommon are able to effect the clearance. Caoimhe Craig, I have to say I'm very impressed with Caoimhe Craig's running so far. It's pure straight line. I'm going towards point X, and if you're in my way, well then that's your problem. So it's working out for her so far. Roscommon carrying the ball out again. Niamh Feeney now takes possession. Again, that quick exchange of passes, which she does so well. Feeney carrying the ball up towards the Armagh 45, being squared up by Emily Drews, and decides, no, not going to take her on, going to go sideways and make sure we retain possession. Lisa O'Rourke, she has been the playmaker on her comeback to the side. Wasn't available last week due to injury, but she's got that ball in towards Aisling Hanley. A lot of work for Hanley to do in the corner. She's been dragged to the ground. It's going to be a very, very tight angle. The foul was from Koch Toe there. And Hanley goes back inside towards Aoife Gavin. Return. If she can get the room to swing her left boot here, she can be accurate. She is accurate. That's her second point of the half. A lovely finish from Aisling Hanley. And the lead is back out to 3 points. Roscommon have almost undone the damage of that goal. One more score and they'll be back to the 4-point lead, which is the most they had. Maeve Ferguson now wins that short kick out. Armagh gathering possession again. They have a little bit of space in the middle third here. Emily Drews has come into the game over the last couple of minutes. Didn't really feature in the first 20. Strong run from Aoife McCoy. Aoife McCoy breaks past Anya McGrath. Should be a scoring chance here for Kelly Mallon. Right-footed shot from the Armagh full forward, and it's straight over the black spot. Armagh really have prospered when they've managed to get that running game going straight down through the central channels. Sasha Lavin looks for the long restart towards her captain Laura Fleming. Just goes off the fingertips of the St. Kieran's player. And it's back inside, and it's another Armagh attack. It's 9 points to Roscommon. It's 1-4 to Armagh. And there's a pull there on Eve Lavery. Niamh Feeney deemed to have fouled the Ballyhegan player, and it's going to be a free here. And you'd have to assume Amy Mackin will be the one to step over this. So far in this game, we've had 14 scores, all 14 scores from play. Could be a chance for a first dead ball score here. Amy Mackin, left boot. It's a good looking kick. It's a question of whether it turns enough. It doesn't turn enough, or it doesn't turn in time. Mackin disagrees with the assertion. She's appealing to referee Kevin Phelan and his umpires, but the leash man is not for turning, and I hope he'll forgive me for using the Margaret Thatcher reference there. That's not what I was going for at all. It was out of my mouth before I thought about it. Anyway, Roscommon win that kick out. Chance for Lisa O'Rourke down the far side. Like all Offaly men have a healthy rivalry with Laois, but I would never accuse that of any of them. Ball inside here towards Caoimhe Craig. Again with the strong run. Over carrying call there from Kevin Phelan. And Armagh have won the turnover. They have space here down this right hand side. This wind is really, really freshening up. Roscommon will hope that maybe we get this. There's dark clouds gathering overhead. If we get that shower of rain, it might take the sting out of the breeze at half time. But certainly they put themselves in contention here as Amy Mackin. That's a lovely ball. Acres of room out here on the left flank. Looks like Aoife Lennon is cutting inside. She's been brought to ground, and I'd say that's going to be a free. It was Aoife Lennon with the shot. She was brought to ground. And we're going to be a free here, so it'll be, I suspect, given that it will be one for a right-footed free taker, I would imagine Kelly Mallon is the one who'll take this one on. So I spoke before about how we haven't had spoke before about how we haven't had any scores from place balls yet. Could this be the first one? It looks good. The reaction of the full forward would tell you that she's happy with it. And there is just a point between the sides here. So we're already into stoppage time. It's 9 points to Roscommon. It's 1-5 to Armagh. Fine kick out from Sasha Lavin as well, being fought for there by Niamh Coleman and Ruth Cox. The ball breaks on the Armagh side. Coleman got the better of it. Her colleague Eve Lavery was able to pick it up. Armagh looking to try and level the game up before half time. Aoife McCoy carries the ball in. Support coming from all angles now. They've realised it's the running play is their key to success here. Blaheen Mackin taking possession. Dinked hand pass over the top into Grace Ferguson. It's very, very tight, but there's a chance here for Blaheen to shoot. It's a right-footed shot. She's put it between the posts. That's a first score of the game from Blaheen Mackin. Amy already has a goal in 2, and we are on level terms here. So Roscommon will be very, very disappointed not to be in front at this stage. But Armagh have ground their way back into the game. They're after picking off 3 points in succession there now. And suddenly the game has a very, very different complexion on it. Long restart from Sasha Lavin, overshoots Lisa O'Rourke, and ball breaks out roughly where a 65-metre line would be if St. Bridget's would ever accommodate something like hurling on a pitch like this. But no, that would never happen. I'm being facetious, of course, given that there was, of course, a National Hurling League game played here last year. But you have to forgive a man a dig at the neighbours. That's always how these things work. Ball breaking down the left-hand side. Aoife Lennon taking the ball forward. And just like Cueva Craig at the other end, it's deemed to have been an overcarrying by Kevin Phelan, and Roscommon will probably get, I would suspect we're gone 3 minutes into stoppage time now, so we did have a lengthy stoppage for that injury to Shauna Gray. I would imagine that we're probably looking at something in the ballpark of 4 or 5 minutes stoppage time here, so there could be time for Roscommon to build up one more attack yet. But a free taker will never thank you for a big long delay before you get the chance to restart a game here. And particularly in a position like this where the sideline cuts off half the options for Rachel Fitzmaurice. She goes down the line. She had to look in that direction. But Lauren McConville was able to scoop it up, and Armagh with another chance to break forward here. Aoife McCoy takes possession. She's got into the game a lot more since kind of coming out from playing an orthodox corner forward. Ball inside. Eve Lavery does well, works it inside. McCoy in possession again. Blaheen Mackin just scored that equaliser. Referee decides no, there's no time for a further attack. Shane McCormick deeply unhappy with that. His shout at the referee would tell you that he would have much preferred that to carry on for another 30 seconds, but it hasn't. We're heading into the dressing room and it is level here at Kiltoom. Excellent performance for Roscommon so far. They've put 9 points on the board. 9 points from play. 3 from Aisling Feely, 2 each for Laura Fleming and Aisling Hanley, 1 each for Lisa O'Rourke and Niamh Feeney. But on the Armagh side, that goal from Amy Mackin taking advantage of the mistake from Sasha Lavin has been all important. That has ensured that Armagh are on level terms here, and with a strong wind favouring them in the second half, they'll feel confident that they can kick on from here. But it is far from all over yet in this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 2 clash. Roscommon doing really, really well so far to keep pace with the league favourites, with the senior championship contending side. We'll be back with you in 10 minutes, but it's all to play for here. The half-time score is Armagh a goal and 6 points, Roscommon 9 points. Welcome back here to Kiltoom. We're getting ready to go for the second half of this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 2 clash. All square here at the moment. By the way, we apologise for issues with the scoreboard. There's a technical problem there which we're looking into and trying to address, but I'll keep you updated. So right now it's level scores here at the moment. 9 points to Roscommon, 1 goal and 6 points to Armagh. Amy Mackin's goal making all the difference here now, drawing Armagh level. Armagh going to have the breeze in the second half. So remains to be seen if they can make that count. One change at half-time. It's on the Roscommon side. Amanda Creighton comes into the team and she replaces Millie Hagan on the Roscommon side. Armagh, I won't say they're as selected at the start. Looked very much like a pull on the arm of Lisa O'Rourke there, but play continues. Rachel Fitzmaurice takes possession. Armagh started out, they had to make a change very early on, an injury to cornerback Shauna Gray. She was replaced by Maeve Ferguson. Maeve Ferguson has done really, really well since coming in. So, on that regard, but other than that, no changes beyond that. So just one substitution each as Roscommon take possession and try and engineer a way that they can now score, given that they'll have to work the ball in much, much closer into the Armagh goal. That was a pass from Lisa O'Rourke, went off the hands of Aisling Hanley, and now a chance here for Koch Toe to clear, but O'Rourke wins it straight back, comes across the midfield. Chance now for Aoife Gavin to take possession. Aoife Gavin has been involved in plenty of link play so far, hasn't really been able to penetrate to any great extent, hasn't got her name on the score sheet either. She'll probably look to address that in the second half. Picked up a good score last week up in Armagh. So Roscommon breaking forward now. Ellen Irwin feeds that ball inside towards Gavin. Aisling Hanley's gone off the shoulder. Probably needed to delay that hand pass for an extra split second. Give Hanley a chance to get clear of Koch Toe, but she's cut inside now. She's on her left foot, but that's a long range from there. A little bit of a nudge in the back. It was a subtle little one from Lauren McConville. She thought, oh no, it's an overcarrying. I'm surprised actually that's gone that way, because McConville got away with a little bit of a push there, but either way, it's an Armagh free now. I'm not entirely sure what for, but Aoife McCoy breaks forward, long ball into the inside area. Amy Mackin now. Mackin hoists that one up with her right foot, and it's gone over the bar, and Armagh take their first lead of the game. Oh, Roscommon very, very unlucky there. Looked like it should have been a free to Aisling Hanley at one end, and they break down the other, and Amy Mackin puts it between the posts. That's a goal and 3 for the superstar. And how about this for a press on the kick out? Line of 4, line of 5, line of 3. Armagh leaving just 2 players back to deal with that kick out. Now Roscommon have got over the top. Amanda Creighton, ball inside here now. Glorious chance. Aoife Gavin exchanging passes with Aisling Hanley. Hanley cuts inside. Oh, the ball is spilled. Needs to get the shot away. Left-footed shot. Equaliser from Hanley. Armagh gambled all out on pushing up on the kick-out. That was an aggressive a kick-out press as I've ever seen, and they paid the price for it as Roscommon were able to get over the top. Amanda Creighton, Gavin, and worked into Aisling Hanley there. As Roscommon win it again, another chance here. Laura Fleming carrying the ball in. She was pulled back. And you have to say that was a clever free from an Armagh point of view, because it was denying a goal-scoring opportunity. It was 4-on-2 as she was running in there. The obvious ball was to Aisling Feely, who was off her left shoulder, but the little bit of a pull came off her, or the little bit of a pull came at her arm. And so a chance for Roscommon to retake the lead. That point from Amy Mackin made it 10-1-6. The equaliser from Aisling Hanley made it 10-1-7. And now Laura Fleming puts it between the posts. That's her third point of the afternoon, her first from a free. And with 3 minutes gone in the second half, Roscommon lead by the bare minimum. 11 points to Roscommon. A goal and 7 to Armagh. Ball down on the right-hand side here. Another glorious attacking chance from Armagh. Eve Lavery carrying it in. Lavery tackling coming in here from Ruth Cox. Again, I can't stress enough for players making their debut at debut was last week at inter-county level. Ruth Cox and Cueva Craig have done exceptionally well for Roscommon. Blaheen Mackin now with the chance. Comes back outside towards her sister Amy. Fouled as she shot. A little bit of a push there from Rachel Fitzmaurice as she was shooting. And again, a colourful reaction from Shane McCormick there. Hard to identify what exactly he perceives as the problem, in that it was a free in, it was a push. I don't know, sounds like he's looking for some sort of custodial sentence, but doesn't look like it's going to accrue anyway. And Kelly Mallon takes the free. Kelly Mallon taps the ball over the bar. And we are back on level terms. 11 points to Roscommon. A goal and 8 to Armagh. We have just 5 minutes gone, not even 5 minutes, just over 4 minutes gone in the second half. Kick out coming from Sasha Lavin. Good long ball, got good distance on it. Breaks towards Amanda Creighton. Amanda Creighton fouled there by Lauren McConville. And it's going to be a chance now for Roscommon to gather possession and try and mount an attack. Rachel Fitzmaurice carries the ball forward. Again, a little bit of a pull on her arm. Ball comes back inside. Aoife Gavin wins it. It's a little bit sloppy on the Roscommon side, but they've managed to retain possession. It's so tight. Lisa O'Rourke now, she's been picked out a lot of good passes with her right boot. Again, carries the ball into the tackle. Aoife Gavin now, ball across, possibly opening up here for Caoimhe Craig. Caoimhe Craig is happy to run in straight lines. It's opening up for her. Caoimhe Craig, driving run. Oh, what a chance. She opened it up out of nothing. She went between 3 defenders. She created the chance. But when she finished it, you have to say the goal was on. It was there for the taking. Will Roscommon, no different to Laura Fleming's in the first half. It's great to get the score on the board, but they'll probably feel like they could have had more out of it. Armagh come back down the field. 12 points to Roscommon. 1-8 to Armagh. Ball in here towards Aoife McCoy. Aoife McCoy running at Anya McGrath. Doesn't fancy the shot. You'd imagine it would have opened up for the right-footed strike. It's back here towards Kelly Mallon. Mallon hangs it up in the air, but doesn't give it enough curl. That's an Armagh wide. And Roscommon retained their narrow lead. So brilliant work by Caoimhe Craig to open up the opportunity. But it could have been so much more. Sasha Lavin with the kick out here. It's Craig again fighting for the ball there. And Craig is deemed to have pushed the Armagh player off the ball. Blaheen Mackin floats in the free. There's an extra Armagh player there. Sasha Lavin comes out. Arrived a little bit late on Kelly Mallon there, I have to say. She possibly could have timed the arrival better and she could have hit her legally, but decided not to do so. Either way, it's a wide ball and a little bit of a reprieve on the Roscommon side, because Kelly Mallon had ghosted in behind there. She was on her own. The Roscommon goalkeeper was the only one taking her on. Ball coming out towards Lisa O'Rourke. It's one on the Armagh side. Eve Lavery picks it up. Lavery, it's broken down to ground. Great tackling from Ruth Cox. High hand pass over the top, however, from Niamh Coleman. Can't quite keep it in play. That's 3 Armagh wides in quick succession. Roscommon living on the edge a little bit here. But this is where the pressure is really on these kickouts. Again, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12 Armagh outfielders in the Roscommon half. 11 of those 12 all within 50 metres of the Roscommon goal. That is the absolute definition of a high press. As that one is won, Amy Mackin fires it in, and she gets the little bit of luck the Roscommon weren't getting in the first half, as the ball goes off the crossbar and over for the equalising score from the Shane O'Neill's player. We are back on level terms. 12 points to Roscommon, 1-9 to Armagh. Amy Mackin now with 1-4 out of that 1-9. As she fires that one in with her left foot. Lavin again looks to come out towards the right flank of the defence, left flank of the attack, depending on how you're looking. Ball won here by Lauren McConville. Armagh really putting the squeeze on at the moment. Ball is inside towards Kelly Mallon. McConville takes the return pass. Worked out to the left corner here now. They may feel they'll have to recycle here, try and get a clear-cut opportunity. Mallon pulls that ball backwards. Blaheen Mackin takes possession now. Mackin goes across goal. They're queuing up for it here on the right-hand side. It's Emily Drews now with the opportunity. Drews, again, the ball has been pushed wide there. No free, says the referee. It's inside towards Blonnet Hendren. Hendren with the left-footed shot. Umpire says no. Wide on the near post side. Good opportunity there for the Ballyhegan player to crown her debut with a score. Looks like we could have another substitution here. The referee is definitely pausing for some reason anyway. I see Niamh Marley getting ready to come into the side. No, it's not Niamh Marley. It's Alex Clark coming into the team. So Alex Clark coming into the side, was named to start this afternoon, started last week as well. Actually, there's 3 substitutes on the Armagh side, so they're keeping me very, very busy here. So I see Alex Clark is coming in, Catherine Marley and Niamh Marley are coming in. So the 2 Marley sisters are in. And making way is number 9, Eve Lavery, number 10, Aoife Lennon, and number 19, Blonnet Hendren. So they're the 3 to make way. So a complete change around on the Armagh side. 3 switches in one go.
Number 10, Ethan Lennon, replacement number 13.
So Sasha Lavin goes out to the side there. There's 3 Armagh players queuing up for it. Roscommon do well to get down and fight for it. Ruth Cox has done brilliantly there to win that ball. Roscommon going to have to find a way to work this ball out. Lisa O'Rourke now. Lisa O'Rourke plays it out towards the left-hand side. It's so tight. There's no space. Quiva Craig now, no choice but to chip that ball down the sideline. But she was being fouled as she did so, and Roscommon have managed to alleviate the pressure. They need to use the full dimensions of this pitch to try and open things up a little bit and to try and stretch Armagh out, and most of all to give themselves room to execute passes. That's a poor delivery across the goals. The intercept comes in there. It's well broken down there by Blaheen Mackin. Between Blaheen Mackin and Catherine Marley, they win the ball. Mackin hangs that one up. Kelly Mallon is going after it. Will she get it before it breaks out over the end line? She won't. It's another wide ball. It's a 5th wide of the second half here for Armagh. We're still on level terms, 12-19. But again, it's a chance for Armagh to use that full press. They're now putting 13 outfield players in the Roscommon half of the pitch. So they really are driving forward. 2 against 1 if by some miracle Roscommon managed to work it forward. Ball touched on the ground there by Ruth Cox. Laura Fleming takes it, looking to drive through traffic there. I don't know if there was an awful lot of a foul, possibly lucky enough to get the free there in that instance. I think she just took it into traffic. But either way, that's a dreadful pass there from Ruth Cox. Ball inside. Roscommon need to deal with this. It's broken in. Kelly Mallon's gone to ground. I haven't heard a whistle, but everyone has stopped. So I suspect we're looking at a penalty here. It was a giveaway pass there from Ruth Cox. I think it was Amy Mackin, and sure enough, we have the penalty here. So Amy Mackin won the ball. She just hung it in straight away, and between Rachel Fitzmaurice and Sasha Lavin, between them, they managed to foul Kelly Mallon. I don't know which of them did, but either way, Amy Mackin, she got 1 goal in the first half, capitalising on an error. She's got another one here, and you suspect that is a decisive score in this game. Really crucial goal, hammered to the net. And Armagh take a 1-goal lead. 2-9 to Armagh. 12 points to Roscommon. It's very, very engaging stuff, but Roscommon now really up against it. That's a brilliant win at midfield. Catherine Marley making her presence felt after coming in. She wins that breaking ball. She drives at the defence, and that's a fantastic play from the substitute, making a clear statement to her manager, I should be here, I should be starting. And many more plays like that, and she'll leave her manager with literally nowhere to go. So 12 minutes gone in the second half here. It's Kelly Mallon standing over the free. She was fouled for that penalty. Throws it up in the sky. It's coming down, but it's not going to curl in enough. It's another Armagh wide. There's still a goal between the sides. 2 goals and 9 points to Armagh. 12 points to Roscommon. You get the sense Roscommon are going to need to engineer a goal out of something here if they're going to get back into this game. Looking for Amanda Creighton out the far side, but the ball just about evades the Éire Óg player. And it's back inside here now towards Amy Mackin. Mackin throws that one up in the sky with her left boot. Plenty of power in it. Saoirse Wynne lets it bounce. It's breaking around in the Roscommon goal mount. Rachel Fitzmaurice does really, really well. Wins that loose ball. And Roscommon, again, need to try and find a way to clear here. But they really have nowhere to go. Talk about suffocating. There's more space in an MMA ring than there is here in the Roscommon backline at the moment. As they try and work it out through Quiva Craig. Quiva Craig dragged to the ground. Rather flagrant tackle there now, it has to be said, from, it looks like it was Maeve Ferguson who dragged her down. Or maybe no, I think I may have incorrectly identified someone there. I think I may have maligned. Yeah, it was indeed. It was Catherine Marley who dragged Quiva Craig to the ground as Ellen Irwin tries to carry the ball out. So Roscommon, again, enjoying bits of possession, but they're enjoying bits of possession in their own half. No real good opportunity. So in the last 10 minutes for Aisling Hanley or Aisling Feely at the opposite end of the ground. And they're going to need to get scores on the board quickly. So I think we've had another Armagh substitution there, so we have to identify who went off. I see Louise Kenny has gone on. As soon as I figure out who's gone off, I'll let you know. As Lisa O'Rourke holds the ball in the tackle there certainly won't be too many will beat O'Rourke for strength, as you can imagine, of a world boxing champion. She drives forward, pull on the leg, and that's going to be a free to Roscommon, some 40 metres out from goal. Probably still a fair bit out of range, but goes back towards Laura Fleming. They need to find a way to open up this Armagh defence. Armagh, they push forward in numbers. They really are chasing the ball from all angles. They know Roscommon can't move the ball too quickly up the field, playing into this breeze. Ball across here towards Anya McGrath. She's brought to ground. Anya McGrath throws that in, but that's towards no one in particular, and it's easily gathered on the Armagh side. It's picked up there by Niamh Marley and driven out of defence. Chance now for Grace Ferguson to carry it forward. Grace Ferguson being tracked by Ruth Cox. Ruth Cox brings her to ground. Advantage being played by Kevin Phelan. It's inside here towards Aoife McCoy. We'll continue to play on. Blaheen Mackin with the chance. Gives the little show and go dummy. Decides to go again with the dummy. Cuts inside again. Can she get the final shot away? Shoots with the left foot and just goes outside Sasha Lavin's post. She beat 3 different defenders there with her excellent footwork. Just couldn't quite get the execution away with her weaker left foot. So Sasha Lavin not looking at an awful lot of good options. Roscommon keeping it very, very narrow too as well. As that ball breaks off Laura Fleming's hand and goes out and wide. So Blaheen Mackin again decides to spread this ball out wide. Maeve Ferguson is there. So too is Louise Kenny. First touch for the substitute from the Shane O'Neill's club as well. Kenny advances on forward, takes this ball. It's a very, very tight angle. Looks to give it back inside. That's a lovely exchange of passes. Really well done. Brilliant finish there from Niamh Marley. And Armagh to extend their lead out to 4 points now. And it look like they're beginning to put a little bit of distance between the sides. 12 points to Roscommon, 2 goals and 10 to Armagh. We have, what is it now? We have 17 minutes gone in this second half here. Roscommon are going to have to try and create something out of nothing here. I see Sinead Glennon is togging off here. So, high ball up. Lisa O'Rourke does well to win it. Lisa O'Rourke, right-footed ball down the sideline. Great delivery towards Aisling Hanley. What can Roscommon do here? Laura Fleming is making the run. Amanda Creighton is making the run. Amanda Creighton needs to pull wide. Hanley goes inside. Oh, needed the hand pass to go into Fleming. Fleming had just got the run off the shoulder. If she had given it, it might have opened up for the goal chance. Instead now, Armagh have plenty of players back. 4, 8, 11, 12 Armagh players back behind the ball at this stage. As Roscommon try and carve something open. It comes in towards Laura Fleming. Grace Ferguson is on her shoulder. And in the tackle there, Caoimhe Craig just had the ball ripped from her. As Sinead Glennon looks to come into the side here now. Sinead Glennon, of course, formerly of Boyle, now of the Clon club. So Sinead Glennon, we know she'll go in the inside forward line, so it's just a question of who'll be brought in. It's kind of a bit harsh on the forwards at the moment because they really haven't had any supply to be working with in this second half. Armagh have just completely taken a stranglehold on this game. Armagh have completely taken a stranglehold on this game. They're playing the game absolutely on their own terms, entirely in Roscommon's territory. Roscommon are getting a little bit of possession, all right, but while they're getting possession, they're absolutely not being able to work it out into scoring chances. That's a wonderful hand pass from Clodagh McCambridge into Alex Clark. Alex Clark hasn't had a chance to get on the score sheet yet, but that's a brilliant finish. I'll tell you, people around the country will be very, very familiar with their older brother Jamie, one of the most naturally gifted forwards in the sport of Gaelic football. Well, I'll tell you, Alex Clark looked very much cut in the same mould right there. Took that pass, clinical finish straight between the posts. But how about that ball from Clodagh McCambridge? 12 points to Roscommon, 2 goals and 11 to Armagh. Beginning to slip away a little bit from Roscommon here, but they've really put it up to the senior championship side. First touch here now for Sinead Glennon. Can she engineer something to maybe try and give Roscommon a little bit of hope? Tyrone pulled 6 points ahead of them last week before that late goal from Laura Fleming. Armagh, on the other hand, were comfortable most of the way through against Armagh. Niamh Feeney tries to inject a little bit of pace into things, gets it into Aisling Hanley. Feeney's gone again. Hanley's going to try and shoot with her left foot. A little bit of a pull was coming in there from Koch Toe, and Hanley wins the free here. So a chance to just stop the rot a little bit. Armagh are going after going on a run of scoring 1-3 without reply. So Roscommon really could do with breaking that momentum, if nothing else. So once again, our apologies for the absence of a scoreboard here, but hopefully we're keeping you updated. There's 20 minutes gone here in the second half at the moment, and before this free kick is taken, Armagh lead by 5 points. After the free kick is taken, Armagh still lead by 5 points because Aisling Hanley didn't get hold of that one at all, and it's picked up before it even goes wide. Maeve Ferguson is the one taking the ball out of defence now, works it into Niamh Marley. The two Marley sisters have been very lively since they've come into this game. They've done really well coming in from the Roscommon club. Roscommon first became aware of it when I played a little bit of ball with a madman called Charlie O'Hagan over in Round Towers. Charlie, if you're listening, you're a good man. You're a strange man, but I love you. Ball back inside here now, and well clipped over the bar by Catherine Marley. She adds her name to the score sheet. The two sisters have now scored, and the lead is out to 6 points, 2-12 to 12 points. Another change on the Armagh side here. Dervla Coleman coming into the side. She's of course another one with a sister on the panel. And is it her sister she's going to replace? Is it her sister Niamh? It's either Niamh or... It is indeed Niamh she's going to replace.
Being on the Armagh team, number 8, Niamh Coleman, is replaced by number 28, Dervla Coleman.
So Armagh's lead extended out to 6 points now. We have just under 9 minutes still to play here as Roscommon look to try and find some way to work their way back into this contest. Christina Byrne from Shannon Gales is the next one who's warming up there on the Roscommon side. So Roscommon, they've won that free. They've got possession. Getting possession hasn't been a huge problem in this half, but trying to get the ball out into Armagh territory has been incredibly difficult. Caoimhe Craig again carrying the ball into the tackle. She's given away a couple of turnovers in this half, but overall she's done really well. And again there she wins the free as she tries to get that ball forward towards Aisling Feely. Aisling Feely has been pulled out now into half forward with Sinead Glennon in closer to goal. So the long ball comes down from Aisling Feely. Sinead Glennon muscles off her marker. Tries to run at the tackle of Louise Kenny. She goes to ground. She's dragged to ground. And this is going to be a chance for Laura Fleming. So like I said, the last time I said it, it was 1-3 without reply from Armagh. That was extended out to 1-4 since. A muted response there as it's announced that Tyrone men are leading Roscommon men by... Roscommon won. Roscommon won. I don't know why it was a muted response then, because so that's a rather significant win for the Roscommon men's footballers as the Roscommon women try and join them. The chance came in there from Lisa O'Rourke, and an excellent turnover won by Aisling Feely. Here's the chance. Laura Fleming drives in. Hand pass across to Sinead Glennon. Right-footed shot from Sinead Glennon. Hits the woodwork again. I'll tell you, whoever installed these posts, they weren't doing it with Roscommon in mind, because they have not been kind to them this afternoon. Roscommon have now hit the post hit the post 3 times and the crossbar once. Haven't got a score out of any of them. Armagh have hit the crossbar once and got a point. There you go. But so 2 goals and 12 points to 12 points. We have 7 minutes of normal time remaining here. Chance for Armagh to try and build something up again. Try and keep piling on the scores. Maybe scoring difference will be a factor. You very much doubt it. You have to say that unless something very unusual happens, this Armagh team will expect to be in a league final, though Laois and Tipperary, who started off with wins, might feel that they'll cause bigger problems for the Orchard County when the time comes. Ball worked across here towards Catherine Marley. Catherine Marley, ball flicked back. Armagh happy to take the slower build-up now at this stage. High shot coming in there, and it's gone over the bar. I'm going to say it was Blaheen Mackin with the strike there. So 12 points to Roscommon, 2-13 to Armagh now, as the last change on the Roscommon side sees Anya McGrath make way, and it's Christina Byrne who's gone in.
The Roscommon team, number 2, Anya McGrath, is replaced by Christina Byrne.
We're entering the last 5 minutes here. The lead has been extended out to 7 points. You wouldn't say that it's been a 7-point game. You would say that there has been a degree of class and efficiency about Armagh the whole way through this. That little bit of senior experience, that little bit of top class Division 2 experience. Roscommon, of course, just got promotion from Division 3 last year. But when you take away the self-inflicted errors, you look at Sasha Lavin's kick out in the first half. You look at the pass from Ruth Cox in the second that led to the 2 Armagh goals. How different could this game have been if those goals hadn't come about? Cueva Craig again carrying the ball forward, takes the ball into the tackle. She's being pulled, tries to dink that pass through, doesn't quite get there. You can see what she was trying to do. Laura Fleming was gone in between 2 Armagh runners. If the pass had got through to her, it would have made a big difference, but ball comes back down. Oh, what a pass from Alex Clark. That is a brilliant delivery into Amy Mackin, and I don't know what happened to Amy Mackin. I won't lie, I can't imagine, I don't think there's any forward in the country I would have backed ahead of Amy Mackin to finish that one off after taking that pass. It was all about the pass from Clark, and I don't know what happened to Amy, that her finish was very, very weak, but either way, probably won't be relevant. There'll be other days where Armagh might need it more. Strong tackling there from Cueva Craig on the ground, but Armagh retained possession, and that was a little bit high with the tackle second time round from Craig there. I'd say at this stage of the game now, it's unlikely that the referee will decide he's going to go for his cards if he can avoid it at all. Result more or less decided here. Ball inside towards Maeve Ferguson. Maeve Ferguson carrying it in. Chance again for Alex Clark, but good tackling on the Roscommon side. The work rate hasn't dropped in the slightest. Laura Fleming, hard hit coming in there from Blaheen Mackin. And that's going to be a free, and Cueva Craig will take possession again. Cueva Craig dragged to the ground by Lauren McConville. We're definitely not going to let momentum build up, so both Armagh and Roscommon men started off their leagues with wins. The Armagh women started off their league with a win, and it looks like they're going to add a second one here. Roscommon ladies still to pick up a point in Division 2. They'll look for the miracle recovery at this stage, but 7 points between the sides now, 2-13 to 12, and Armagh break out of defence again. Koch Toe, she's been on a defensive detail the whole way through the game, personally marking Aisling Hanley at the other end. Didn't get a chance to impose herself on the attacking side. As we've another substitution for Roscommon here. Katrina Regan from the Oran Club comes onto the side. Have to see who makes way. For the love of God, linesmen, make sure we don't have 16 players on the field. We've seen how badly that can go wrong. And no, Katrina Regan, she hasn't come on yet. Amanda Creighton carrying the ball into the tackle. Referee decides it was a high tackle, and now Katrina Regan's going to get the chance to come into the team. There's just 2 minutes of normal time left, so it'll be quite the... She comes in for Cueva Craig. It's been a brilliant shift. It's been a brilliant shift from the Boyle midfielder. Meanwhile, on the Armagh side, Maeve Lennon comes into the team, and Maeve Lennon is going to replace Aoife McCoy on the Armagh side. 15.
On the Armagh team, number 15, Aoife McCoy, replaced by number 21.
So the attack, Roscommon get a chance to build up an attack again. Chance here for Katrina Regan, tries to float that ball across, pass doesn't quite go to hand. Instead it goes to the Armagh substitute, Maeve Lennon. Armagh with another chance to break out of defence here. Carrying the ball forward, it's now Niamh Marley in possession. Niamh Marley with the low ball down, looking for Maeve Lennon again. And it's been knocked out over the line by Christina Byrne. Good turnover one on the Roscommon side, and they'll get the chance to mount a last attack. So Roscommon at this stage, they took the lead at 12 points to 1-8 with maybe 6 minutes gone in the second half. They haven't scored since then, but that just shows how difficult it has been to work the ball up the pitch, trying to exchange passes there between Niamh Feeney and Laura Fleming. Or Niamh Feeney, I should say, the pass wasn't to hand. She tried to win it with the boot, illegally so, says Kevin Phelan, and I think that's a fair enough call. And we're going to have an Armagh free here about 50 metres out, which, to be honest with you, given the way the wind is blowing at the moment, I'd say if Amy Mackin wanted to have a go at it, she wouldn't be absolutely miles away. Mackin throws it up. It's not going to get there, but it might bounce, and it bounces wide of the target. Armagh have now racked up 8 wides in the second half on top of everything else, which goes to show the degree of pressure that they've exerted. Sasha Lavin faces into this kick-out. 2 goals and 13 for Armagh, 12 points to Roscommon. You get the feeling it's too far gone for Roscommon to pull a miracle comeback out of the bag here. Rachel Fitzmaurice says, I'm going to keep trying anyway. Misplaces that solo, but her club colleague Laura Fleming is in there to scoop it up. Another touch for Katrina Regan. Feeds that ball down. Well won here by Lisa O'Rourke. Lisa O'Rourke certainly won't be brushed off in the tackle. Drives in, feeds it out towards Aisling Hanley, and is given as a free for charging, which I think is a tad unlucky because it seemed like she was one Armagh player knocked her into the path of another. But either way, at this stage, we're gone into stoppage time here now. And the referee says, no need to extend it any longer. We're all done here. It's a final score in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 2. And it's 2 wins out of 2 for Armagh. Fully merited in the end, but probably not as dominant as a 7-point margin would suggest. 2 crucial giveaways on the Roscommon side led to goals. Those goals both scored by Amy Mackin. The first when she pounced on Sasha Lavin's kick out in the first half. The second from the penalty spot after the giveaway free from Ruth Cox was won by Mackin. She floated it into the box and there was a foul on Kelly Mallon for the penalty. Overall, strong performance by Roscommon here. They were extremely competitive. They do look at home in Division 2 company. Armagh, on the other hand, look like they could be destined to try and make a serious bid to get up into Division 1 company, which is where an All-Ireland contending side will want to be. But overall, however, competitive game here this afternoon. A combination of the wind and the sheer strength of Armagh pegging Roscommon back in their own half meant that the Orchard County are able to travel down here to South Roscommon and pick up the win. It is finished here. I'd like to give my thanks to Michael and Maria beside me of MMMC Streaming. It's shocking gibberish on my part. I'd like to say thanks to all of you for tuning in. Thanks to Lidl for their sponsorship of the Alliance National Football League. And of course, thanks to the players for bringing us the entertainment. It's great to be out here. It's great to be involved. There's a cold breeze blowing across Kiltoom, but the season is warming up nicely. Final score from Kiltoom, Roscommon 12 points, Armagh the victors with 2 goals and 13 points.